Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to our regular community. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently trading at 45,642, up 1.42%. Ethereum 3,111, down 0.88%. If you're new to the community, I'd just like to welcome you, of course, and let you know that everything I do for you is free. 7 days a week, I share my knowledge as a full-time technical trader with over 20 years of experience to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Let's have a look at the Ethereum tokens. We've got a pretty red board in front of us at the moment, but there are some chilies. What's chilies doing? It's up 8.79%. What about OKB? Oh, nothing. It decided to go backwards. Naughty. Engine Coin up 3.88%. Let's go back to the main board. XRP up 0.38%. ICP up 10.29%. I've hidden knowledge gems throughout this video. Unless you watch to the end, you'll miss them. See how many you can find. Rule 719. Let go. This can be quite a complex rule to actually put into play when you're trading and investing. I'll illustrate what it means. There's a very nice Swedish proverb. Worry often gives a small thing a big shadow. It's so true. Worry can magnify things. If you feel that you've made a mistake or took unacceptable risks in the past, you may find that that small thing becomes a big shadow. A big shout out to our Swedish friends in the community. I know there's quite a few. J.K. Rowling, she progressed from living on benefits to being named the world's first billionaire author by Forbes. Her Harry Potter fantasy series sold more than 500 million copies. She said, "Rock bottom became the solid foundation in which I built my life." What a beautiful statement. So many people have adversities in life. I know many people in the community, many community members have reached out and told me their story. Thank you so much for sharing. It's an amazing thing to hear so many stories of adversity and triumph over adversity. It's so inspiring. You're such an amazing group of people. Many people have hit rock bottom financially. They've seen their investments just dwindle in value. That is the solid foundation to which you can build a very, very strong life, provided you don't give up. And giving up is a very easy thing to do. But I would always suggest you fight on. You've come this far, go the rest of the way. But a little piece of advice, please don't use leverage. Don't get into anything exotic like options and futures unless you really, really know what you're doing. Just take care of yourself, and I would suggest don't borrow. Just use what you have. You will find it is more than enough. I've been overwhelmed by the love and affection and caring of our community. I'm just blown away totally with the kindness and generosity of our community. I just want to say thank you. There's so many people, I couldn't even name everyone. Just know that I so appreciate what you've done. I love coffee. Thank you so much for buying me a cup of coffee. Rule 174, the T-Cube method trend timing trigger. Trend was covered in the previous episode. That previous episode was episode 176. I spent quite a lot of time in there going through the early warning system to give you a lot of insight into what particular early warning indicators we can actually track. In this video, we'll go through the timing using the KS method. The first thing that we do is look at the news headlines as though we're people completely new to crypto and just try to read the headlines and understand if cryptos, Bitcoin, your beloved alts are actually going up or they're going down. Ether erases early losses. Ooh, that's nice. The losses have been erased. Bitcoin update. Weekly higher high confirmed. Ooh-hoo, woohoo. What's a higher high? Crypto Codex. Is 50,000 the next stop for Bitcoin? Ooh, it's looking good. Bitcoin price analysis. Bullish Bitcoin may hit $46,000 mark. I thought it was going to hit 50. Is that bad? Oh, 46 is probably okay. It's about 45,733 now. Bitcoin price shoots to 3-month high. Oh, that's very positive. What's this? Amongst disastrous? $1.20? Hang on. $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill controversy. That is actually really interesting, isn't it? We've been tracking that a bit today. Bitcoin price prediction. A hold on $45,000 would bring something really good. Bitcoin whales refuse to give up their holdings. Yeah, those whales are refusing. Can you imagine a whale just crossing its arms and saying, no way. That's quite a picture. Okay. HVBT stock price increases over 9% pre-market. Wow. On you, Hive blockchain, HVBT. Hang Seng Index, Bitcoin, Apple are on today's something. That's pretty good. Brazil launches a brand new Bitcoin ETF, but with a green twist. Wow. Everything is so good. The market must be pretty good. It must be going up. And we know it is. The next thing we do is look at investment classes. So stocks, S&P 500, up 32% in the past year. Poor old gold, it's gone down further. Now negative 15% for the year. I think somebody needs to give Peter Schiff a big hug. Poor Peter. I used to invest in gold. I really love gold, but it's not doing too well at the moment. It's on life support. Bitcoin up 290% for the past 12 months. It's probably not surprising that a lot of people are looking at these kind of returns and saying, I can retire. I just put the money in Bitcoin that's just going to go up and it won't go down, and I can mortgage the house and I can borrow millions of dollars. It's guaranteed money. Guess what? Nothing is guaranteed in Bitcoin except enormous volatility. Please be careful. Let's see how the total market is going. You can see very nice recovery here. Wow. Total crypto is partying. It's rocking and rolling. Total crypto market cap is now $1.813 trillion. Do you notice when it gets up to this level, there's really not much resistance? This is pretty much fresh air over here. Wow, that's looking pretty impressive. But a thing, we never FOMO in. We just always think about buying at support, and many people have reached out today, and I always pay a lot of attention to the comments. I'll do a little bit more of sharing about how you can layer buy. Let's have a look at Bitcoin's technical analysis. Look how Bitcoin has done a huge wave up. What do we know about waves? Everything is always moving in a wave. It's always going up and going down. That's why as a community we don't FOMO. We don't have fear of missing out. We just say, yeah, let's put these buy orders in at support levels and let's get excited about what happens overnight. Let me just zoom in there a bit. It's good to look backwards a little bit. Around the 31st of July, Germany said that it was allowing institutions to hold 20% of their funds in crypto. PayPal brought out digital wallets to facilitate stimulus. We had a pretty big ramp up there. It basically held that arithmetic line of resistance and then came back. A lot of people were thinking that the market was just going to go basically rocket off from that point. That's not how it works, and we know as a community it's always waving up and then down, up and then down. You can also think about this particular sell-off. A bit of a McDonald's symbol here, the Loch Ness Monster. Everybody has such fantastic ideas in the community what that was. They're so fun to do. Keep on doing that. It's really It's really good for your pattern recognition skills. Then think about what's happened right now. The voting on the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, a particular section of that talking about brokers and extending the definition of brokers to unmaintainable levels, capturing people who can't capture the information that the IRS wants. Pretty silly stuff, really. So we could say the Senate is a fail as far as the current process is concerned, but yet it's keeping on going up. This is really defying a bit of logical explanation, but price does what price does. We also know price moves in waves. Personally, I have buy orders on these support lines. We never know what Bitcoin is going to do from a day-to-day perspective. It can really jump around. We must know the overall trend, which we do. It's very positive. It's very positive. On a particular day, we don't quite know so much. We know that it's hitting resistance. That is a logarithmic structural resistance line that I explained in the previous episode. Price has got above that resistance. Now we need to see if it can stay there or not. It's really good to buy at support, or if you feel that you need to buy between support, that is perfectly okay, depending on how much money you have in dry powder, cash that you can actually put towards things. You may have to take a lower support level buy and move that up to a higher level. It's also good to spread over a number of levels of support. You don't want to try and to focus it on too few levels of support, but the really critical thing is to understand how much the commissions you're getting charged for each order. For example, if you're breaking $1,000 up between 10 levels and you're getting charged $50 in commission, that's really not a good thing. You'd be better off putting the whole lot or just dividing it in two and going down 3 or 4 support levels. There are a number of ways of doing it. I actually trade on Binance, which is fine in my country. I'm from Australia. It's gone through all the legal and regulatory requirements here. In other countries, it's not so safe. Binance, you really need to check in your country if it's fine. But Binance does have the cheapest fees, and that's why I use it. Just one thing to bear in mind, whatever strategy you employ, please try to take a journal of what you were thinking when you placed a specific trade, what your thought process was, how far apart you placed the trades, what kind of target that you were looking for if you were trading, or what your logic is if you're seeking to hold long term. Those things are very, very important. And then you can look back at your trading journal, your trading diary, and you can see where things work and things that could be improved going forward. It's very powerful. Okay, with that done, there were so many people that asked me about support and resistance and layer buying. I hope that has really helped you out. If not, let me know what else you would like covered. I'm always happy to do whatever I can for the community to advance your knowledge. Okay, let's look at support and resistance levels. Bitcoin is nearly at a resistance level. It is currently trading at 45,637, resistance above 45,830, above that 47,206. Let's have a look at the support levels. Support at that key 45,000, at 44,602, 43,853, 43,069. I'll just give you one more, 42,380. If we go back to the 2016 halving cycle, we can see that Bitcoin was in a similar position to what it is right now. You see how it bounced up. This is the 2016 cycle and rallied 60.55%. Go Bitcoin. And look what it did next. People were thinking it's going to the moon. The melt your face off rally is happening. And I'm saying, no, price moves in waves. Don't get ahead of yourself. It's going to go up and it's going to come back, and it's going to go up and it's going to come back, and it's going to go up. That's the way Bitcoin and basically everything and every market, it all is the same. Price is always moving in a wave. Just think about this. Even if you were up here and you said, I've missed it, and you know price moves in waves, you could actually place your buy orders at this previous high and just layer them up there. And think about it. You just wait a certain amount of time and you would get these filled. Yeah, it's really, really interesting. Okay, let's get the speed on. Bitcoin, estimated leverage ratio. It increased, now it's decreasing. Looking at Bitcoin futures at the perpetuals, we can see a bit of a mixed bag. Some shorts, predominantly long. Checking out the futures for expiration at the end of the month, we can see predominantly short. Looking at the Bitcoin USD longs from Bitfinex and the Bitcoin USD shorts from Bitfinex, what we see, the shorts are increasing. That means they smell profits. You notice that the longs are decreasing. This is a really interesting dynamic. I always read the comments across the various platforms. There was a question, what does all this mean, Ken? It's just such a complex thing to understand. I would suggest you just look at the current market action and go backwards, see if you can find something similar. For example, around the 11th of May, we saw the longs getting sucked out of the market. We saw the shorts increasing. What followed? Quite a big sell-off. Now that doesn't mean that's going to happen now, but it just could mean something. Here's another example going back to around the 26th of Feb. We can see the shorts starting to increase, not the kind of fingerprint that we have at the moment, but we can see the longs exiting the market. What happened next? The price went down, followed by the price going up. I would suggest that you just get your chart together, and I'll just show you how to do that. I explained it last episode, but I don't mind explaining again. Just hit compare, look for BTC USD longs on Bitfinex, add it as a new scale so it comes up here, not a percentage, not same percent, and do compare again BTC USD shorts Bitfinex as a new scale, so it will come up there, not the same percent, and you'll have what I have here. I hope that helps. Let's have a look at Bitcoin options. When we look at the options expiration at the end of the month, we see total open interest 22,191.60, put call ratio 0.63. Max pain is still 36,000. It's not moving around. The reason I cover all of this off, we have so many members in our community who are very, very accomplished as traders and investors. They need to know these things. And it's great for you to become aware, because people will talk about it and you'll say, yeah, I know that. Yep. Oh, the put call ratio is this. Yeah, I know. Total open interest is. Yeah, I know. Oh, all the longs in Bitcoin are just plummeting. Yeah, I know. You'll say those things. That's beautiful. That's what I want for you. Let's have a look at Ethereum's technical action. ETH is currently trading at 31.16 and 17 cents. It's just above support at 30.87.11. and support below at 29.88.19 and 29.13 even. It has resistance above at 3.222.33 and 33.19.94. We notice this really sharp angle. What do we think when we see that? We say, we typically see that and then this. Hang on a tick, let me zoom in there for you. Hopefully this is a little easier to see. We were just talking about this angle here. We can see that kind of angle there. What happened? Wave up, wave down. We see this kind of angle here. What happened? Wave up, wave down. Here, wave up, wave down, wave up, sort of down, wave up, wave down, wave up, wave down. The key is to understand price is always moving in a wave. Don't worry about a fear of missing out. You won't miss out. This rule 307 is really, really important for your profitability. Excitement is a delayed fill. A delayed fill occurs whenever you buy at or between support and you have to wait to get it filled. I remember looking at YouTube channels where people were throwing a large amount of money and buying at market. What that means is that you don't pay this price. You can pay more than that price. You wouldn't buy ETH for 31, 15, 19, for example. You would buy it for more than that. That is crazy. You don't want to do that. Professional traders, professional investors, and we know that anytime an investor buys or sells, they actually become a trader. So it's really, really important to learn trading. That's a very, very important gem. As traders, we look at these things and we say, we don't have FOMO, we don't have fear. We become fearless. We just have a system. We buy at support, buy at support, buy at support. We're waiting for delayed fills, not instant fills. Recently, the London hard fork EIP 1559 was implemented for Ethereum. Look at this really cool website. I love showing you new things every single video. This is from etherchain.org/burn, B-U-R-N. It's burning. They're burning money. This is really interesting. Total burned ETH, 17,289.6 ETH. Whoa. Go ETH. Looking at all exchanges' estimated leverage ratio for ETH, we see it decreasing. Looking at the ETH futures market on perpetuals, we see the predominant position is short in the market. Looking at futures, we can see expirations for the end of the month, short as well. There is an expectation that prices will go down. Looking at ETH longs versus ETH shorts, we can see the shorts are increasing, the longs are leveling off. We have such a beautiful community. So many people in the community say, "Hi classmates, how you going?" It's just gorgeous. I read all the comments and I read the sub comments as well. You'll see often that I do a like and like. One thing that you might like to do, if you were treating it, this is kind of a homework thing, and it's a community, there's no homework here. You may like to look back at past action when the shorts went up like this for Ethereum. The longs were going up, but then they leveled off. And then maybe share with the community what you found happen next. We have an enormously powerful resource inside the community. I would love it if different people did that. It could be very, very helpful and help a lot of people out. If you'd like to do that, please give it a go. Looking at Ethereum options, expiration at the end of the month. Total open interest, 170,972. Put call ratio, 0.57. Max pain price, where the majority of the options expire worthless, $2,500, exactly the same as last episode. 24-hour liquidations are 383.63 million, occurring across 93,593 traders. We're getting up to reasonable levels. Let's dig a little further. Over the past 12 hours, nearly 77% of liquidations were short. Let's have a look at the overall total liquidations graph. We can see volume is improving, but it's nothing like these big liquidations here. Let's go into the 15-minute. We can see the predominant liquidations are short around the current time period. Before that, they were long. Let's have a look at psychological safety and liquidations. The current greed and fear index is 65. It was 74 yesterday. We can see price has rallied up, come down, and rallied up again. But we are looking into the engine of crypto. We can see a little bit of a different story playing out across the futures markets and open interest. Just really good to bear that in mind. Now, why is this psychological safety? It's psychological safety when there is extreme greed in the market or optimism in the market. It shows short-term tops. When there is extreme fear in the market, the lower the better, say around the 10 market, it actually hammers in short-term bottoms. This is why actually looking at fear and greed is so important. I mentioned before that every investor becomes a trader anytime they buy and sell. What typically happens is people are called to the market because price is going up. Everybody feels so good. Wow, look at price. It's just shooting. It's never going to come down. There are no waves. It's just one big rocket ship. And they tend to buy higher and higher and higher because that's the way the market works. We're not like that. Inside our community, you think like an institution of one. You think, the greed is going up. I need to be cautious. And you think when the fear is rampant, when there's so much fear, that's the time to buy. We're a totally unique community. You might notice that I also track out the max pain of options expiration by this red line here. It's currently at 36,000. It hasn't moved. Everything I do for you is aimed at throwing a completely new perspective on things. Maybe something that has never been seen before. That's what I love doing, and I love sharing it with you. This is a really good indicator, the Bitcoin stablecoin supply ratio SSR oscillator. We can see here stable coins are being deployed into the market, and we see there was a divergence. Stable coins were being deployed, the price kept going down. These stable coins were softening that fall until capitulation, and then they fueled its rise. We can look back on past history and see this happening. It's really, really interesting. I had a couple of community members reach out and say, Ken, what are these stable coins? What are they all about? Basically, when you put your fiat, your currency for whatever country you're in, on an exchange, say for example Binance, you cannot often just buy different alts that you want with your native currency. Often you have to transfer your money, your fiat, into a stable coin, such as USDC, Tether, DAI. There's a couple, we'll get to those in a second. The point is that allows you to cross across and buy alts that you couldn't normally buy. In the early days, it was all Bitcoin. Everything was measured in Bitcoin. So if you wanted to buy something, you just buy it in Bitcoin. You'd buy Bitcoin and then distribute it to an alt and then back again. As the market has matured, these stable coins become a really easy way for you to just say, okay, I've got X dollars here, I'll just transfer and buy this particular alt. It's a really good idea. We look at these stable coins every episode, every timing episode, because of a potential Department of Justice probe into Tether. That is the custodian, if you like, the maker, the generator of USDT, Tether. We can see that Tether has basically maintained around a $60 billion circulating supply. We've noticed that the second largest stablecoin, USDC, which is from Circle, has been increasing. It's about half Tether. We look at BUSD, that's about half USDC. That is increasing. We look at DAI. DAI is about half. They go half, half, half. That's about roughly half of BUSD. It's really important to keep in mind that if there is a problem with Tether, and Tether has some issues in terms of its reporting, we may see a potential problem. That's why we're tracking it every single day. You'll know before just about anyone else knows, because we're just doing so much due diligence on the crypto market. USDT Tether has more than a $62 billion market cap. If there are any problems with Tether, the smart money will immediately short Tether because they will want to buy it at a depegged value. Tether is a stablecoin, meaning it hovers around the $1 mark, $1 USD. If it becomes depegged, the shorts will make a field day. So we're watching the shorts in terms of the actual volume and the open interest. This is nothing. When we have billions of dollars of shorts and billions of dollars of open interest, we'll start to get interested in it. We can see both on the perpetual and the futures, we don't have any issues with Tether at the moment. We'll just zoom into Bitcoin. We see this 200-day moving average. Bitcoin's price is moving above it. That's really strong stuff. We can see Bitcoin has basically done one wave up, nearly, well, exactly 45.46%, done a wave down of negative 12.47%, and another wave up of 23.55%. Bitcoin has some power, undeniably so. One thing that you may keep in mind, and I think this is a good idea, when this white line and this green line, when they cross, we could have a golden cross. That's something we want to be quite invested in. Let's track that going forward. The top 7, Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, which is Tether, Binance Coin, Cardano, XRP, and DOGE. Let's look at the top 24-hour percent gainers. XTC, ICP, Chiliz, EGLD, which is Elron, HNT, DCR, QNT. Let's go the other way. Greatest percent losses over the past 24 hours. Leo, SHIB, Luna, Nexo, XTZ, Theta, ZRX. Let's have a look at the greatest gainers over the past 7 days. ICP, VGX, RVN, EGLD, QTUM, HOT, BTT. What about the greatest losses? Leo, AMP, T-Fuel, TEL, QNT, ANKR, and PAX. PAX is a stablecoin, so we don't really need to worry about that one. Looking at Binance derivatives, 24-hour trading volume is nearly 83 billion. 24-hour open interest, $8.9 billion. We're looking at these percentages. What they tell us is the underlying strength of the market. Bitcoin is currently around 2%. We can see Ethereum at 0%. That's showing weakness relative to Bitcoin. Looking down further, we can see we don't see a lot of double-digit positive. We have one here, Chiliz, 11.6%, SXP, 9.1%, but we're noticing quite a few reds in the market. As we continue, more reds. Engine, 7.4%. What I see here is the market weakening. Let's have a look. EGLD, 10%. What else do we have? We've got quite a bit of red, just low digit red, but that is something to be aware of. ICP, 13.6%, and just rounding out with the futures. I had a lot of direct messages today asking me, can I buy the bottom? When's the bottom? When's the top? You know the problem? We never know. As hard as that is to say, it's absolutely true. What is a top? A top is where price goes up and then it comes down. And after it's come down, you say, that was a top. What's a bottom? A bottom is price comes down and then goes up, and you say, well, that was a bottom. It always happens after the event. So that's why you don't worry about seeking them. A lot of people try to get every single cent, every single dollar, every euro, every franc, every whatever that currency is. It's better if you don't worry about that. Just create a systematic way of putting in the money and extracting it at the right time. As a lot of other people said, okay, Ken, tell me when I sell. And I'm very happy to share some insights. The critical thing is it really depends on what you're doing. If you're trying to hold to the end of the cycle, I would suggest that you just accumulate right now. Just take it, add to your position, but just always try to lower your average buy price. If you're trading, that's a little bit different. I would suggest setting a specific percent margin. That can be a good thing. And also watching the lows of successive daily candles. I'll get into that more tomorrow. A few community members reached out and said, Ken, are you ever going to tell us the answer? Like R2D2 has 10,001 R2D2 tokens at $1 each, and his good friend C3PO comes along and buys one for $2, naughty algo R2D2. The question is, what is the value of R2D2 tokens to R2D2, and in fact to C3PO as well? And how much money changed hands? Something like that. Why I didn't answer it is because I really wanted you to ponder deeply over that question. It may sound like a simple thing, but I want to show you something interesting. I've been looking out for this for you. Let's go on a treasure hunt. Just say we drilled in to look at XRL, a little tiny alt. When we look at XRL, which is Rialto.ai, Rialto, it improved in price, increased 37.3%. Look at this market cap, 85,340,929. Wow. Oh, what's this, you say? Volume $2,838. What? Oh, it gets better. Look at that. Market rank 184. Yesterday's volume $2,834. What? What is the moral of this story? Somebody can come along with just thousands of dollars and move the market by millions. Now, with that in mind, what do you think is the value of the 10,000 remaining R2D tokens, now worth $2 to R2D2? Oh, I think I gave it away. Because the current price is $2. C3PO just said it. You can just block out the $1. Now, do you see how careful you have to be with these tokens? That's why I suggest just keep to the top 100. Even that one coming up nearly, well, into the top 200. If you don't look deeply into your particular tokens, you can be unpleasantly surprised when price moves against you. I don't want that to happen to you. I would prefer if you just looked at the top 20, only because of the fact that I want to safeguard you as much as possible. It takes a long time to learn these sort of mechanics that occur inside the market. You wouldn't think that a market cap of $85 million could be changed by 37% in 24 hours by $2,800. But hey, guess what? It just happened. Let's have a look at the Binance top 15. We can keep our eye on this each day. The top 15 from Binance: ICP, Bitcoin, Solana, Litecoin, XRP, Uni, XLM, BNB, ETH, DOT, VET, ADA, Link, Matic, Doge, and Theta. Wow. Look at ICP. It's just come out of nowhere. The other thing to note, just because it's in the top 15 doesn't mean you should put money into it. I would suggest that you look into any particular token that you want to invest in. Coin Bureau is quite good. Guy's the guy who talks about tokenomics and different things like that. That may really help you out. I'll just show you something really cool. If you go to bybit.com, you click on this grayscale, what you'll get is Grayscale's holdings across Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Zcash, Horizon, etc. Isn't that interesting? I wonder how they're actually performing. Ta-da! We now have Grayscale investment holdings ranked by percentage movement. This is just over the past 24 hours. You can see LPT is really rocketing. That's very interesting. The fact that Grayscale has done its due diligence on LPT could be a very good sign. You might like to put something in LPT. I don't know. You do the research yourself. But personally, I'm going to be putting something in there myself. If you look at Bitcoin, Mana, Litecoin, you can see how they're all kind of moving as one. Zen is not doing so well at the moment. It's on the bottom and has been consistently on the bottom, comparative to Bitcoin as well. But if we zoom in and out, this is only over the past 24 hours. Things can change. But the interesting thing that I wanted to bring to your attention is LPT. Maybe do a bit of research. Let's go through the top 108. What we can see, WRX at 16.8%, ICP, Chiliz, LPT, EGLD, Engine, Decred, Rune, HNT, RVN, FTT, AVAX, QTUM, QNT, MDX, Mana, Bitcoin, Sol, Cake, Litecoin, One, OMG, Carver, and Zill. This is really good to show you how different coins are comparing with each other. I think we'll just focus on the top ones. Checking out Binance Coin, BNB is currently trading at 354.94, support below at 347.07, 339 and 327.48, resistance above 358, $366.66. Cardano has been doing really well. It's held this channel of upward momentum quite well. It's currently trading at 146.78, support below 144.86 and 140.06. Resistance above at $1.50, that's a key psychological resistance, and 152.67. XRP is currently trading at 82.08, resistance above 82.64, 85.39, support below 80.34, 7900, 77.37 and 75.54. A very important knowledge gem. It doesn't matter what you're investing or trading, please look at as many charts as you possibly can. It will just make you the best that you can be. Let's have a look at DOGE. DOGE is really interesting in its chart. Notice all these spikes up, sudden, very sharp spikes, sharp. What happens after it? It tends to come back. Sharp, come back. Sharp, came back. This one is healthier. The other ones tended to come back to around the same base level. This one is quite healthy. This one went down further. It's really interesting to be aware of these kind of patterns when a lot of people, because people reach out to me in the community all the time, and they said, Ken, you know that spike? I actually sold it right near the top. And people know that you can't ever find the top, but you can just sort of look at price action and say, well, this is reasonable. I'm happy with that. And then they bought back at support levels. I'm just blown away. Fantastic, beautiful work. Let's have a look at Doge. Doge is currently trading at 25,736. Support below 24,892, 24,013, 23,393. Resistance above. It's basically at a support level now. 26,874, 27,989. Polkadot is currently trading at 26,778, has resistance above at 20,881 and 21,005. Support below is at $20 even, 19,569 and 18,880. I had several community members reach out to me and just say, talk about DOT, and they were mentioning that they didn't FOMO in to this particular spike up here. They just bought in layers on the way down, and they said it worked really, really well for them. That's why we don't need to worry about FOMO. We're always buying at layers, and as price goes up, we buy at those layers, especially when it comes down. That's fantastic. There's all sorts of different ways to do your layer buying at support. The key thing is just do whatever works for you, whatever you're comfortable with. It's your edge, make it your own. I'd just like to share with you again Rule 719, let go. A lot of things happen in our past that we don't really have that much control over. Letting go is a beautiful rule that you can apply to anything that's bugged you in the past. You can literally just let it go. Just accept it, move on, release it with compassion. Even though some things are very, very difficult to let go, that compassion is not to anyone external. It's for you, knowing that it's just what it was and you can now have a future. For example, if in the past you lost a lot of money, don't worry about it. That's just the market's price of education. I create these rules and I share these rules because I don't want you to pay as much tuition cost as you would normally pay. I want you to have a beautiful life and be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. What happened in the past happened in the past. Today is a fresh day. Today is a new start. I hope you found that content useful. Everything I do for you is free. Please be aware of scammers. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe. I do these videos to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. If you would like twice daily updates, 7 days a week on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube. And you can also follow me on Twitter. Crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.